Now, the real problem behind all this, which is very important to understand, is that this lady is a Zionist and a racist, and she's never been charged for hate crimes. And here we have Yves. All he did is criticize her on Twitter and tagged her on Twitter. And he's charged now with harassment of this woman, Dahlia Kurtz from Toronto, who's one of the most hysterical Zionists who criticizes everybody, every Palestinian's Hamas. The police took a side. In other words, they didn't charge her with hate crimes, which is, by the way, if I make a pejorative statement about Jewish people on publicly and I could be charged with hate crimes, which is probably right. It's not very acceptable to do that, of course. So he got charged, but they didn't charge her.
Right.
So protesting the fact that he is getting charges against Dahlia because of Dahlia Kurtz and the arguments they had on social media, protesting to the Montreal police, free Yves Engler, do not charge him, is a legitimate attitude, and maybe it's a legitimate way of speaking. And so he was charged with that. So then he appeared in court last Thursday, and they said, you can be released, of course, during your case, but you cannot talk to the policewoman or to Dahlia about Dahlia Kurtz on social media, which she refused to do. And so on Friday he went to court and we fixed a bail hearing for Monday. And what was really frustrating is that the police in the detention center on the weekend, it's called Bordeaux Prison, we're supposed to allow him to call me, and he couldn't call me. And so we went to court this morning to try and resolve this issue, and the issue is based on the right to free speech,
mm-hmm.
all right? And the right, you can talk about your case. If you're charged with some crime, you can talk about it and criticize the person who's charging you and bring it up as long as you're respectful. That's your right as an accused person. So we were in court today, and so we managed to find a solution to this, which is that he would not contact her on Twitter or on Instagram or any similar thing,
mm-hmm.
but he can write about her
mm-hmm.
in the public sphere. He can write articles about her, but he can't contact her. And it's a really significant victory where the police didn't succeed in muzzling. Lawyer is a conservative candidate in the town of Mont Royal. Neil Oberman is a senior partner in the law firm called Spiegler Sommer, which has been involved very much in favor of the Zionists. They have taken injunctions like court applications to shut down the occupation in McGill, which didn't succeed. And they've been involved in taking court proceedings against other types of racist and Zionist spokespersons in a school in Montreal, as I recall. And so he's the one who contacted the Montreal police to get charges laid against Mr. Engler on the 19th of December last year. He's not the complainant, he's the lawyer for the complainant. Uh-huh. And even then it took them 2 months to bring the charges. Mr. Engler was detained. And there's an election coming up. Let's say when, I don't know when it's going to be, April, I don't know the date. I'm not even sure about that, right? Mm-hmm. There's an election coming up, and Mr. Oberman is going to be a candidate. Wouldn't it be good to go to one of his meetings and say, Mr. Oberman, why are you supporting Dahlia Kurtz and preventing Mr. Engler of exercising his free speech? It's really important that everything we're talking about be a debate in the public sphere. These things should be raised in the mainstream papers, in the Globe and Mail, National Post, Le Devoir in French, that the issues of Israel and Zionism and genocide and war crimes be broadly discussed. And obviously, the powers that be, the elite in Canada, is very much pro-Zionist and do not want to have a full debate about these things.